Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is July 19th, and we are going to take a look at Tesla stock. It is now 5:24. The earnings are currently taking place, but we already know most of the information. Let's take a look at it briefly. We have total automotive revenues that have increased to 21 billion, up from almost 20 billion. Still could not reach what we had in Q4 2022. Let's just keep that in mind. In terms of total revenues, it has never been this high at 24.9 billion. In terms of gross profit, it was not as good as what Tesla has done in 2022. We are at 4.5 billion. It's not too bad still. Gross margins are falling 18.2%. This is scaring a lot of people because the margins of Tesla used to be super great, 25%. This is pretty much unheard of, except for Porsche and other luxury makers. And it has been consistently declining and declining because Tesla has a lot of expenses. Tesla is investing in several gigafactories, Berlin, Texas, Mexico, and maybe India. This is costing money. I think it's normal, but we are just going to have to take a look at how the market is going to react because we have some good news and we have some not so good news. As just mentioned, the operating expenses reached $2 billion and it has never been this high before. Income from operation at 2.4. This is not the best that it has been. In fact, it has never been this low since the past year. Operating margins, 9.6%. The margins are getting hit. Net income non-GAAP, 3.1. That's not too bad, but it's still a far cry from Q3 and Q4. And then earnings per share. This is the number that was very important. Earnings per share, the analysts were expecting 80 cents, and we are at 91 cents. This is great. This is great. This is a beat on expectations. In terms of free cash flow, $1 billion, that's not too bad. It's not the best, but it is better than what it has been in the last quarter. If we take a brief look at the production numbers, at the production and delivery numbers, so we have pretty much even Steven in terms of the SNX. Tesla has produced 40,000 Model 3 and Y this quarter. In terms of deliveries, it has increased also, like we already knew. Solar is pretty much flat, and the supercharger station, they are still increasing. But now these are the fundamentals. We have some good points, we have some bad points. And what nobody knows is how the market is going to react. This is why we are using technical analysis to try to understand the behavior of the whole market. And right now, the whole market, as I said yesterday and also this week, we are into a downward channel with Tesla. We are going to be into this downward channel until we cross the line that I'm just highlighting right here. If we don't cross that line, of course, we are going to stay under. We are going to cave into that line. So we are retesting that line right now. And you need to know that the market has memory. And we are trying right now to cross that line. And we did not succeed today before 4 o'clock. Tesla was down $2.08, 0.71%, closed at 291.26. This is at 4 o'clock tonight. So we have a red candle. We broke that decreasing line during the day, but broke back into it. We still made a higher low and we made a higher high. This is positive in itself. And we are above our bullish channel. Tesla is into a bullish channel at the same time. A short-term bullish channel and a longer-term downtrend channel. So we have been riding this bullish channel since January of this year. This has been great. These yellow arrows indicate the buy signals that we got. So we have entered here and rode that thing right there. And we have entered here and we are still riding this thing right here. Right now, we are trying to watch if we are going to cave in or not. At 4 o'clock today, we did not break our downward resistance. It means that the buyers at 4 o'clock today did not want to buy higher than 294.30. They still did not want it. Now that we know that Tesla has a beat on the earnings, Tesla has a 13% beat on the earnings, and it also has a 2.91% surprise in terms of revenues, is the stock going to move? So we can take a look at the post-market of the stock. This is giving us just a rough indication because Elon Musk is talking right now. And depending on what he is going to say, people are going to make different interpretations. And this can be impacting the post-market price. So right now we are at 291.20. You see it move 50 or 20. So it's either a little bit above where we close or it's a little bit lower. Right now, the blue line that you see right here is where this 290 post-market is. So right now, we are still not breaking our big downward channel, which has been in place since November of last year, since November of 2021. So this is not insignificant. This line is very significant. It has been in play for more than 1 year. So far, we don't seem to break it. Let's take a look at our other stocks, but stay tuned. We are going to revisit Tesla tomorrow, see if it could break our downward resistance. Let's take a look at the VIX. So the VIX is going up a little bit, 0.44. When the VIX is going up, the stock market is going down. But basically, it's going sideways. So until it breaks 1409, I would not worry too much. If it starts breaking 1409, then we can start to worry a little bit. Rivian, as we have noticed, it has bounced on our support at 23.59. This is meaning that buyers are not letting Rivian go lower. As soon as it comes close to 23.59, the buyers are coming in. This is what this line is telling us. We see the buying behavior at that price point. And this has worked yesterday, and this is working also today, even though this is a red candle, we still closed higher. So we closed at 24.83, up 14 cents. And we also made a higher high and we also made a higher low. This is also important to look at that. Xpeng is confirming our lines. It cannot close above 15.23. It means that there are a lot of sellers at 15.23. And as soon as the price comes there, they start selling. And we have the buyers that are here at 13.53. Basically, Xpeng is into an equilibrium between these two numbers. We call this equilibrium a congestion zone. NIO has the buyers right here at 10.45. But when we have a long wick like this is telling us that the buyers try to push the price higher and higher, but then they were squished down strongly. And if we take a look at the 1 hour chart, we can see it happen. We had a super nice candle during the first hour, but then the buyers were not there at all. And then the sellers started winning the day and then brought the stock back down. Not as low as where it was before on the open in the first hour, but quite close. NIO closed at 10.64, up 22 cents. If we break below 10.45, this is going to get scary, and this will indicate that the sellers have won that round, and this could be pushing the stock back down. We need to check if enough buyers are going to come in at 10.45. Palantir, after having broken 17.15, the buyers are winning that round. There are a lot more buyers than sellers. This is why the stock is being pushed back up. But here, again, we have a long wick at the top right here. So the sellers came in very hard during the day. They came in very hard during the day, but we still made a higher low and we made a higher high. So this is still positive in itself, but it is telling us that the stock is not ready to go higher right now. We closed at 18.05, down 3 cents. Nvidia closed at 470.77, down $4.17. Nvidia is continuing its way up. So yes, there's a dance between the buyers and the sellers, but the buyers are still winning that dance and still pushing the stop higher and higher very slowly. PayPal, again, the same thing. This is a bullish channel and the buyers are totally in control right now because we have a bullish channel right here. So PayPal closed at 74.22, down 15 cents. But we still made a higher high and we made a higher low. But overall today, if you wanted to buy PayPal, the price was higher than what it was yesterday. So this is bullish. Dow Jones pushing a little bit higher, closed at 35.061, up 109.28. That's 0.31%. but we see an exhaustion right here. The sellers have won that round right here. We can now see where the sellers are, and they are at 35,112. They cannot hide anymore. They just showed their play. This is where they are headed. S&P 500, we don't see much sellers yet. We closed at 45.65 and 71 on SPX, up $10.74. The same thing with NASDAQ, closed higher at 14,358 and 2 cents, $4.38, up 0.03%. And physical gold is pausing a little bit. This is a pretty even match between the buyers and the sellers, and we still closed above 1541. Silver inching higher and higher, closed at 860. That's up 6 cents, 0.70%. Bitcoin, we don't have stochastic over 60 in terms of the pattern. This is not looking good. If we break the support at 29,838, this means that the buyers won't be there to push Bitcoin back up. This is going to be an interesting test to see if there are some buyers right here or not. Ripple has finally made a decision. It has decided to go higher. It was undecided between these two lines right here, but now the sellers have been exhausted and the buyers are there in droves, and this is pushing Ripple higher. This is a buy signal right here. If you want to get into Ripple, this is the time to get in. This is the time to get in because there's a wave of buyers and we can ride that wave. And last but not least, we have a Neo battery material that closed at 36 cents, down 2 cents. That's 5.26%. And we are still pretty much smack on the support at 36 cents. So let's see if we have some buyers here at the support line to prevent Neo battery material to go lower. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Join me tomorrow so that we can take a look at what is going to happen with Tesla after one full day of training after the earnings call. And I'm going to tell you, à la prochaine.